every time you see this pop-up, just click adjust later. Okay, teacher K, there's something here on your browser. You click that and then look for translate, this one. Translate English. So it will be converted to English. Okay, you got it? Teacher K? Teacher K?
Yes,
Hello?
po. Yes, ma'am.
You got it? Were you able to translate? You can open your website now, like this. Okay, it seems like, can you open your website from your side or not really?
I'm trying to open mine.
Okay.
Okay.
Everyone, I need you to click this empty field here. And you see it's January 2025. I need you to click back and go to January 2024 and click January 29. But it's gonna be 29 2024. See? January 29, 2024, click future booking.
2024.
So as you can see here, I have here the test students where you can do your demo. Yep. So as you can see here, this is the test student ET. The first row will be for IELTS. And this ones, no need to mind this because these two are for GE. So if you click this one, again, this is a pop-up, click adjust later, and then you can look for, if this is class detail, first, second, and third. Look for course content and report. We're going to click teaching plan IELTS. So I click this teaching plan IELTS. Then you will be diverted to this page, right? Your classes will look like this. And then for IELTS, you can see teacher testee. This is that count, right? The test student. So I need you to click BSR, the red button. Click that one time. If this is your page, your name will be here. But since this is a test page, we copy teacher testee. Okay, copy and paste. I insist to open. Then the website where you will do the trial class will be here. It will start when I ask you for the warm-up page. Be ready for the warm-up page because if you are going to do a training for the demo, rather, start with a warm-up page. This is where you start. So you see here, there's warm-up, and then you will do the full mock test. This one is when the student hasn't taken the IELTS exam before. This is like an outline of the IELTS test, the mock test. So at this point, you're not yet sharing the screen. You will share the screen in the answer correction where you will do the full mock test. So basically, you will do a warm-up for like 5 to 7 minutes. And then after that, once you do the warm-up with your student, then you can already do the mock test, the IELTS test over here. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So as you can see here, these are some buttons that you can press. One would be, this is the timer, because in part 1, you can click only 30 seconds each question that you can see here. So you transfer from one question to the other like this. And then in part two, in part one, there are several parts. It's essential work or studies, video game, and color. So these are the topics in part one, 30 seconds each. And then these are some questions in each of those topics. Right. So if you can see here, para lang siyang word. So pag sumagot si student, example, do you like your job? Why or why not? Click this and then type the answer here. Pwede ka mag-type dyan and then save. Okay. Let's say your student answered for just like one sentence. Then you don't need to wait. Move to the next. What do you do? So since it's like this, just click this part so you can type. And then type here, save. So I suggest that once you enter the website, play with it because it's so easy to navigate it once you get rid of the anxiety that oh there's some buttons to press and all that. So just play with it at first and then let me know if you have some questions. Okay? But what you can do here is like that. You move from one question or one topic to the other. And then as you can see here, this is where you make some adjustment on your screen. Here, make it big, make it small. So once you're done, you can save and complete here. And also I have a PDF file that can guide you on how to navigate here. So after you do the full mock test for just 11 to 14 minutes, then you are in part two, you will just have to, while you give your, di ba in IELTS, you give yours, if you're not familiar with IELTS, in part two, you're going to give your student 1 minute to prepare. So the timer is here. See that? This is the timer. If you give your student 1 minute to prepare, so nagpe-prepare si student, right? For the topics that, for the question you gave in the chat box. So you copy this and then you send in chat. That's how we do it, right? Like this. I sent it to you. So can you see it? Yeah. So part two is describe a time when some people near you made a lot of noise. You should say when and where, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so while your student is preparing for that, you teacher, you will go to scoring. So this is where you score your student. So yung question ni teacher JR, yeah. So what I usually do, this is my my trick there. Because as you can see here, clickable siya lahat. Before my IELTS, my trial class, I pre-click this, kiniklik ko to lahat. So that in case I don't click something or I didn't finish, I have already 5. Because band score 5, already the student can speak basic sentences, right? So the moment during our mock test, uy, magaling yung I detected some more advanced words, then I will adjust that in the lexical resource. Make that 7. Or maybe the fluency and coherence. The student has some linking words, nakakonect lahat ng kanyang sentences, then I can make that higher. Yeah, depending on which part was that. Kunwari, the student does repetition but can correct herself. I will adjust that to here. Yep. So save and complete. So it's still 5. But if I want to adjust this, because this is just 1 minute, it's too quick, right? Parang, oh my God, we only did the warm up and we only did part one and part two, and then I need to do the scoring right away. So the trick is, how can you adjust this? Because the only time you will share your screen is when you will already discuss the answer, which is over here. Kung ano yung na-type mo na. Let's say, for answer correction, let's say the student said, teacher, the most difficult part for me. So in your demo, it will only be part one and part three. So, kunwari, sabi ni student, the most difficult part for me is part one because it's a lot of questions. So, I really don't understand some questions. So, let's say you weren't able to type all. So, I would suggest that you can share which questions you have typed the most, because there are loads of questions here. You see? So, this is the time that you share your screen, and also before you even start here, because it's when you say, okay, student, which part is the most difficult part? So while you're asking that question, since you are not yet sharing the screen, this is the time that you tweak. Is this the score that you want to give your student? If not, mag-adjust ka before you share the screen in answer correction. Because why this is IELTS? You see that ito lang yung sagot niya. So you help your student to improve everything. Improve sentence structure. Let's say grammatical tenses are not correct. You can correct that. And then the vocab is all very simple because band score 5 lang siya, di ba? So that's when you introduce some new words and expressions that are more advanced. So dito ka, this is the time that you share screen and your student can see this. Got it? So, but then we're left with band score feedback, course plan, mabilis na lang to. This is band score is just 5 minutes, course plan 3 minutes, homework few seconds. So the thing is, my VOOV can only last until less than 1 hour because this one is free VOOV. All of us, the app that we will be using will be, I mean, for you teachers, the app that you will be using is still VOOV, but it's going to be the enterprise version. It's going to be a paid version. But when we do some coaching like this, it's going to be free VOOV because VOOV is very expensive. Okay, so if you want me to share with you more about the rest of the IELTS parts of the trial class, I need you to re-enter. Okay, but I'm recording this. I can give you a copy. But before we do like another session of maybe just 30 minutes more, do you have some questions so far?
For me, none po.
Okay, none. I believe nothing more. Yes, we can re-enter. And then what I have is, since I've been, okay, JR, since I've been teaching a lot of teachers already, I have recorded some trainings in YouTube. I believe I gave you, Teacher JR,
I have a
so
question
that
po.
you can check it out. Yes, go ahead, please.
Regarding, it is regarding the script that you sent to me.
Mhm.
In the script that you sent to me, I need to explain a little about part two. But in the demo, you mentioned that we're just gonna talk about part one and part three, right?
Right.
So we will not read the part of part two in the script.
In the script, since you will do the full mock test, then you will have to also pass through part two. So you will do part one, part two, part three in the full mock test. But for the demo, part two
The answer
won't
and
be
correction.
chosen. It won't be chosen. It's just part 1 or part 3. Part 3 has 4 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So meaning to say you will still have to deliver the lines for part 2.
I see. So for the demo part, there are 4 questions in each part. For instance, around 12 questions in part 1. Do we need to explain the method PREC in each question, or we're just gonna choose some questions that we will explain this part?
The PREC method will be taught at the very beginning. Let's say, teacher, the most difficult for me is part 3. Then before you even teach that, you make me some corrections on my original answer.
So if the student choose part 3, I do not need to explain part 1.
No need, because both will be using PREC.
Oh, I see.
Just
So,
so you know, teachers who hasn't seen the training, PREC is point, reason, examples, and conclusion. And also in part 1, teacher JR, conclusion is optional. So pwedeng 2 to 3 sentences lang yung 30-second answer. Yeah. The
okay.
only, the for conclusion that will be in part 3 has to be there. Got it?
I see. The demo class, we will only use PREC, nothing more method, nothing more
Yes, yes, just
structure.
PREC. Just PREC. But already when you pass the demo and you will do the training, you will, when you teach, and let's say I'm the student and the most difficult for me is part 2, that's the time you teach the other method, which is IMF. That's the ET2 IMF.
So, for instance, the student mentioned that the most difficult part for him or her was part number 1. I need to spend around 20 minutes explaining part 1 to the student.
Yes.
So, for instance, the questions here are video game and colors.
Mm.
So I need to explain or spend time 20 minutes explaining each question, or I will just choose questions that.
Not each question, because you will upgrade my answer. So I told you that, diba, I had an answer, correct?
Mhm.
First, focus on my answer, because I want you to upgrade my original answer, not your answer. My original answer. Yes? So let's say I had there some mistakes on grammar, linking words aren't correct, and all that. So, yun muna yung i-correct mo. Error correction on my original answer. After that, that's when you introduce your method to upgrade my answer, make my answer better. Got
Mhm.
it? Yun lang essentially ang pinakagagawin sa trial class. And then of course, you have to give me my scores and score feedback, which we need to, I can discuss with you briefly if you will re-enter my booth, because we're going to end soon. 2
I see.
minutes.
Uh,
Yep.
I just want to share something, TM. For
Yes, go
instance,
ahead.
this one.
Yes.
I opened the file that you sent to me. This one.
Okay, go ahead. Do you want to share screen? Okay.
This is kind of the script.
Yeah.
So, for instance, this one gives student reminder. We'll be doing mock test. And then here, after that, section 3 is answer correction.
Mhm.
Correct the errors, upgrade. If part 2, we're gonna use this. But in the
Yes,
demo part,
IMF.
I will not use this one,
You
right?
won't. Yes, you won't.
Okay. So I'm gonna skip this one. hmm And I will just use the PREC like they in the YouTube.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
I'll see you in a bit. Because I'm recording this so you can have a copy. Let's meet at 3:10, 3 o'clock and 10 minutes, so that I can generate the recording. Okay?
Okay.
See you
Thank
later.
you. See ya.
Bye.